Hey guys, welcome back to the last video before round 12 kicks off. I'm just going to quickly go through my trades, my loop options, how my buy planner looks with those trades. All week I've had Herbie Farnworth locked in. There's a few reasons why that is not the case anymore, and I'm actually pivoting away from him. So Dylan Egan out remains the same. That's a pretty easy one. He's out for the season. You don't need him for this week. Herbie was coming in all week. I wanted him last week desperately, and I missed out. Had to get Fletcher Sharp in instead. It just made more sense for my buy planner. And in the end, I'm not even getting Herbie this week, so it probably worked out well. I still could have worked it with Herbie, but getting into Tedesco now, there's ample reasons, and I'm actually glad that I discovered that I could get Teddy instead. I do prefer Herbie as an option in terms of scoring output. I think he's a better scorer overall, but Teddy's a little bit cheaper. He's about 50, 60k cheaper. 58k cheaper. So that works better for my situation. I do have a little bit more cash in the bank. I won't need it this week, but moving forward, I definitely want Aitken next week. I do have mid-round trades that I'm considering. Just having that excess money in the bank will allow for a lot of flexibility moving forward. So it's not just this week minded, it's more for the future. Herbie, I think is a great option still. It is really wet in Sydney today, so I think it's probably going to be a lower scoring game, especially against the Doggies. I don't think he has a terrible game. I think obviously his lowest score of the season's 48, but that's kind of what made me consider moving away from Herbie, and then I had the idea that I can get Tedesco instead. So first and foremost, I think Herbie's not struggles, but I think his scoring potential is out the window a little bit this week. I don't think he's a good captaincy option just with that wet weather, and obviously the versus the Doggies, who are a decent defensive team, obviously with a few outs this week, but it should be a defensive-minded game, especially in the rain. Those offloads potentially look to come down a little bit if he packs them away, if it's just torrential rain, but we've seen Kiraz still offload, I'm not concerned. I wouldn't be concerned if you still have him. He's probably not a captain, but he could easily pump out a 50, 60 anyway, slip off a few tackles and stuff like that. The main reason he's priced at 57, I just don't know if I trust a centre to get that, a centre in real life. So I think he gets close there, but he probably averages anywhere between 55 and 59. There's averaging now. He's on a really good try-scoring run, which should end soon, hopefully, as a non-owner. He's also 67 to 40% owned amongst the top teams, so I'm kind of rooting against him this week. But Teddy, on the other hand, he's priced at 53, which I think is more than manageable. He's only had one game where he scored a try this year, and he did get a double, but that should improve. He did average 57.6 last year. He is a little bit older, so I don't know if he gets back to that, but that's with 0.7 tries, which is probably a bit more realistic. He's always been around that mark. This seems like a bit of an outlier season in terms of his try scoring, but all the other metrics are the same. His tackle breaks are down by 0.7, his run meters down by 9, which is less than a point. His offloads are up from 0.3 to 1. So all the other underlying data seems very similar to last season, and I think as long as he's scoring tries more consistently than he has been this year, I think there's more potential for him to outperform that price stat score, whereas Herbie, I think he's pretty much at his max now. I don't necessarily think he's overpriced, but I just don't think he has any potential to increase on that. So I'm getting a little bit of a cut price keeper in Tedesco as opposed to paying normal value or slightly overvalued for Herbie, depending on how you see it. It also fills a need in winger fullback. Obviously, I have ample this week. I've got Tedesco, Sharp, Drinkwater, Garrett can move down. I've got Iongi and Tamale. But Tamale is potentially on the chopping block this week if Iongi scores well. And if not, he's probably gone next week. And same as Iongi, he doesn't play round 15 or 18. So I'm looking to get off both of these before round 15. So it really is bare minimum in that winger fullback position for me. I do have Garrick still, who I can slip over, but that's only leaving me with 4. And if I didn't get Tedesco, I would have only had those 3 potentially if these 2 are gone in Somale and Iongi. So gives me a bit more flexibility there. Whereas in centres, I've got Garrick who can shift over, Toya if I keep him in the team, Fermor, Lucas, Tamale if I keep him. So just got ample centres who are all keepers for the season. Sorry, I just got distracted by a work message. No one else, Iongi and Tamale aren't keepers in winger fullback. So that's just the reasoning behind that one. I don't care who you go. Like either option is good this week. Just see what fits your team the most. Tedesco is a little bit more popular this week. Very close, but yeah, obviously Herbie's way more owned than Tedesco is. So yeah, it's also a nice little pod where if I'm trying to make ranks this week, that is one way to do it as well. So I think that will be about 25-30% after this round. But yeah, it is still a bit more potty than Herbie. And that's not a reasoning to get him. It's just something to note. So yeah, that's my one trade locked in. I do have mid-round trades that I'm hoping to use. If I don't need to use them, it means my loop options have done well. So it's a win-win either way. I've said it a few times. I targeted last round, round 11, which worked out really well. Got 991, which boosted me like 2,500 ranks. And I'm also targeting round 12. So hopefully that does as well. I had 13 players prior to any trades. I've got 14 now. Obviously, my construction looks a little bit weird, having heaps of non-playing guys in the starting spot with only 13 players playing this week. Yeah, that's by design. So Aaron Clark will probably come in for Tallis Duncan. I'm leaving him on the bench for now, just in case Riley Smith is a laid out. If he's in the team with 24 hours to go, I will switch Aaron Clark into Tallis Duncan's spot. It's just so I don't want to be committed to needing a hooker in the unlikely event that Riley Smith misses. But I do kind of want Aaron Clark as a captaincy option. It's between him or Tarpanay for me. So yeah, having him in the starting side prior to lockout would be good, but yeah, I have to make that decision over the next couple of hours. I probably will go Tarpanay over Clark. It's one of the reasons I brought him in as a captaincy option in round 12. So it'd be nice to stick true to that. Clark should have a really decent minutes projection with Barnett and Fish out. So he probably plays close to 70 minutes. I just don't know, like that forward pack could get rolled over, so he could get a few more missed tackles, like the attacking potential is slightly down. And Tarpanay, I think it's just a safe for a 50 plus, generally speaking, and he does have that upside as well. So yeah, undecided on that one. I think they're the two best options for the week. I don't think Herbie was a bad play as a high upside guy, but yeah, with that weather, I couldn't do it if you do have him. So it's between those two for me. Most of you guys should have at least one of them, so whoever you have. But my captaincy options have been terrible this year, so don't trust me for that. That's just my thoughts. So yeah, Aaron Clark probably comes in, so I'm not looping Clark at all. That's just purely for Riley Smith in the event he's injured. So getting onto the loops, Kartonga and Lucas have the centre and edge to fill. They both have that dual, which makes looping easy. So Kartonga plays first. If he scores well, he will be coming into the centres. Yeah, obviously he could go in either, but he plays first. So the plan is for him to move into the centres. If Lucas scores well, he just moves into the edge. So that's as normal. If Kartonga scores poorly, I'm going to be trading in... Iongi plays at the same time as Kartonga. So if Kartonga scores poorly and Iongi scores well... God, why can't I think on the fly? Then yeah, I'll be trading Tamale to Egan Butcher. So Egan Butcher will come into edge. And so I'll switch Fermor and Egan Butcher after the Eels game, because that means I don't need Tamale's score if I'm taking Iongi's score. If Kartonga scores poorly and Iongi also scores poorly, I am going to trade Toya to Egan Butcher, I believe. That's the plan. And yeah, so to switch Toya out with Tamale and then do some jazz there. But then I'm not locked into Tamale's score. I just moved Lucas in there. So yeah, the plan is to bring in Egan Butcher in the event that Kartonga scores badly. It just, depending on other loop options, performance depends on whether... depends on who I trade out. So yeah, Egan Butcher's coming in. Don't love him as an option. I don't think it's a bad option. He just really fits my team. I could get a KPP if I wanted to, but I don't really want to, just because it means I have to trade out Haas. So yeah, not in love with that. I'd rather trade out a Tamale or a Toya if I can. He's playing on the edge this week, and he averages 50, playing close to 70 minutes on the edge. So I think he'll play in that edge position in round 12, 15 and 18 with Angus Crichton on origin duties. And even if he's in the middle for 13 and 15, then that's totally fine. 13 and 16, that's totally fine. His minutes projections, or his points projections, probably somewhere between 30 to 40 playing in that role, but he might get increased minutes with Connor Watson and Crichton backing up and stuff. So there's always a potential he scores better. He's not really a cash grab, but I think out of the options between like him and Liam Henry, he probably has the most potential to make money. The Roosters always seem to have so many injuries in their pack. So I just think he works. And he plays round 12, 15 and 18 for me. So there's a chance he's strictly there for buy cover, which I'm not in love with. But I think he has the most upside in terms of points as well. So that's how I'm justifying it. And with Dylan Egan out, I do need an edge for a few rounds, which I'll show you with my buy planner. So yeah, he makes a lot of sense. I get an extra number. So I'm probably getting an extra 100 points or so by bringing him in, at least, assuming he doesn't get injured, and potential to make money. So yeah, that works for me. I also will be bringing in Ewan Aitken next week, more than likely. So I don't need to play him in most weeks. So I'm fine with that. If it works out that he's only covering in those major buy rounds, it is what it is. I have trades up my sleeve. I could also bring in like KL Iro, but again, that would have to be for Payne Haas, which I don't love. Speaking of Haas, I think he's probably a hold, even though I don't think he backs up in round 13. If you've already traded Yo and Cleary, I'd probably keep him. If you already have 3 plus 50 plus point scorers for round 13, I'd keep him. So I've got Tarpany, Horsburgh and Clark. And May, sorry. So yeah, I have heaps of options there, so you're not losing too much value since if Haas doesn't play. Because if he does, you probably switch out a Horsburgh who's probably going to score like 10 points less. So you're not losing too many points there. And also, if you have less than 15 trades, I'd also hold him, just because otherwise you have to bring in so many of those Origin guys and you've got to be a bit hard-pressed. So it's a luxury trade. I don't think he backs up in around 13, but I do think he's a hold overall. There's a chance I trade him out, but no, I'm pretty set with Egan Butcher, unless team list change or anything. So yeah, that's the edge centre conundrum sorted, so that's good. Iongi, I will be playing him. I'll be looping him. So if he scores well, then he'll come in for Drinkwater, which is fine. If he scores poorly, I'll just move Tamale up to Drinkwater. So that's it. That's those three. And then Hugo Savala, I'm going to loop him as well. If he scores poorly, so if he scores well, totally fine, take his score. If he scores poorly, which I'm hoping he does since so many people own him, I'm going to be trading Munster to Fogarty because Fogarty plays in the last game. So I can't get anyone else, and Fogarty is a really good option, and I don't really want to keep Munster, even though he's scored a couple of 70s. The plan was always to get rid of him in round 12, and his break-even's still like 40 or something anyway, so he has a little bit more money in him, but he's going to be backing up. His break-even's 22, sorry, that's crazy. Maybe I am hoping that Savala scores well. I think it's a win-win either way, I want to get Fogarty in if I can. He helps in round 18. Munster, I think he's going to miss all the Origin games then backing up, so I can't keep him either way. So yeah, if it's not for Fogarty this week, I'll probably get another week out of him and then trade him anyway. So that's it for my loop options. Plenty of work to do throughout the rounds, just depending on the scores. But yeah, I'm sitting in a really good spot. 19 trades coming into the round. Already had a strong 13, but I'm really targeting this round. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 keepers playing this week, 9 out of 13, which is good. And then I have potential for one more in Fogarty to come in. So 9 to 10 keepers this week and heaps of loop options. So I think I should climb the ranks, hopefully, as long as everything goes to plan. But yeah, it will depend on a few factors, obviously, but that's me. So yeah, this is how my buy planner looks after that one trade. I haven't done it with the other potential mid-round trades just because so much is going to change and I don't want to have like 3 different versions of this. So yep, obviously round 12 we just discussed. Round 13 I've got an easy 13 anyway, and then 3 guys backing up from Origin. So we'll definitely... I've got 17 guys playing. So 13 in my starting squad, 4 as positional backup, and then 3 backing up from Origin. So totally fine in round 13. Round 14, so James Tedesco and Egan Butcher have a really good buys from my buy schedule. They have buys in round 14 and 17, which I have plentiful. It's not a major buy round, so everyone will be playing 17 players, so I'm totally fine for them, barring injuries. Round 15 is where it gets a little bit dicey. I only have 8 players currently, which obviously on paper doesn't look great. But it's one less than I had prior to this trade, but that's just because Toya made Origin. Dylan Egan got injured. Bo Fermor is confirmed in Origin. Nothing changed. Obviously, Horsburgh didn't make Origin, but he's not playing round 15. So yeah, the trade works out a lot better on face value than it does on paper. But yeah, not worried about getting to 13 there. I obviously have 16 to 18 trades after this round. And if I trade an Egan Butcher, then I already have 9. And yeah, so totally fine. So I probably need like 4 to 5 players for that round. Iongi will be gone by then. Tamale will be gone. Munster will be gone. Horsburgh probably gone. Toya gone if he makes Origin. Cartong is gone. So Riley Smith gone. So yeah, I'm totally set. I'll still have 10 plus trades coming into round 15. So I'm in a really strong spot to probably, I'm not targeting that round to make, to climb the ranks, but I'll have a 13 almost certainly. Round 16, yeah, again, that's pretty easy. As long as these guys back up from Origin, and there'll be trades before then. Round 17, easy. Round 18, I've got 9 already, which is good. So yeah, that's not a stress. That's obviously 6 rounds away, and I already have 9 out of 13 players, depending on injury. So yeah, buy plan looks solid. Locking in Teddy, and then just a few mid-round trades to go. So I'm hoping some of these score poorly, just because they're really popular and I get the ability to loop them. The only ones I need to score well are one of Kartonga and Lucas, and then one of Iongi and Tamale. So yeah, fingers crossed that all works out. And yeah, hopefully some bad scores in there from Savala and stuff like that. Obviously, this is just for my team. Obviously, for all of you guys, I want you guys to do well as well. So if you own them, hopefully they do well. But for my team, it works better if they don't. But yeah, that's all from me. I'll probably have a recap maybe tonight after the game, just because I'm working all day tomorrow. But yeah, until then, good luck this round, guys. Good luck with your captaincy, looping, trades, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time.